What's up, everyone? Just want to let you know what you're going to see in this video. You're going to see me make my fastest trade ever, where I make $4,000 in less than 30 seconds. Must be a record. So this company, lidar, announced news with Nvidia, which is the most valuable company in the world with a $4 trillion market cap. And this little tiny small cap company announced a deal with them. So normally I go short, but when a company announces news with the most valuable company in the world, it is an obvious long. So in this trade, you're gonna watch me go long at the open, get a little bit chopped up, and make some money towards the end of it. If you like these live trading videos, give me a like, give me a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Remember, for every 1,000 subscribers that we hit on this channel, we're giving away 5 years of live trading access for free. Anyway, enjoy the video.
So let's see here. We got AEO, maybe a bounce towards 13 to short, and then lidar looking for dips to buy. Ideally holds this 360 support, but if not, I'll give it down to VWAP. Got about 30 seconds here until the market opens. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Market is open. So you can see that there's some support from this lidar. Took a long 389. Planning on adding more. 384 added. Nice long. Very nice long. Flipping some of the long, 417. Flipping some more, 424. Flipping some more, 430. Sold more, 433. Small size left. That was the easiest trade ever. All out, 447.
That was like a 20-second trade, Alex.
So I should have probably not sold so fast, but I'm still learning here, guys. I'm still trying to get better. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but a perfect dip into support and sell into resistance. I don't think it gets more perfect than that. But anyway, let's keep going. Will you re-enter on a dip? Maybe. But that was the easiest trade of the day, man. You could see clear as freaking day that was a long. Clear as day. I mean, that took 30 seconds.
Yeah, and here's my chart. I pretty much right there with you, Alex. Took that dip and added.
Let me see, Steve. Oh, dude, you beat me. Great job, Steve.
Thanks.
So now I'm holding my hands and just relaxing.
Man, you really called this one and you nailed it, dude. This is nice. So nice when they're quick and stress-free.
I mean, look, now I'm gonna look like an idiot because it's gonna go to 5 or 6, but I'm okay making a couple $1,000s, man, with no stress.
Yeah.
AEO kind of straight down, nothing there. AEO straight down, and look at that volume bar, guys. A $7 million volume bar is
insane.
Huge
on the 1 minute. Yeah.
So we might wake up and I mean, we might kind of continue the day and see that this stock is going to be at 6, 7, 8. But my job isn't to nail everything. My job is to take the meat of the move and move on. I bought my lowest buy was what 384. So this thing's gonna be halted for another 2 minutes. If we do get another dip, maybe I'll try it again. But do you guys see how I'm trying to go long when it's so easy and so obvious? Extreme high volume, day one, partnership with Nvidia, held support, right? And this is not a low float stock, man. I'm pretty sure this is a thicker float. 18 million float.
Yeah, kind of crazy. This thing looks like it started at around $1.
Right.
So yeah.
So let's see.
Had about a minute and a half.
AEO is bouncing too. Maybe I could watch for if it has a death candle. Will you flip short? It'll take a lot more than a death candle for me on this one. It would take once again that break of support. This has a deal with Nvidia. It's straight up. If you look at the daily chart, guys, look at the daily chart. It might be setting up for a daily chart breakout over 5. So look at $5. 514, call it. If it breaks over 514, that's going to signal a potential daily chart breakout. And the next resistance is not to like $7. Not saying that it's going to go to $7, but I'd rather look for an easier setup like the setup we got this morning. I pretty much bottom ticked it, literally.
We got about 15 seconds.
Opened up, bought the dip here, 450. Gonna look to flip it very quickly. Let's see. Added some 426. So it is looking a little bit weak here. So I might just sell this off. Give me a second here. So sold some 429 on the bounce. So kind of getting choppy here. So I don't want to waste my time. So good sell on half there, 429. If we get another push through VWAP, I'll probably just sell the rest and just move on. Again, I'm not looking to oversize into these areas. The bounce is a little bit weaker than I expected. Let's reduce some more. So sold some more 425. So you can see as the stock is not being as aggressive. I'm not sitting here and praying, oh my God, I needed to go back to 5. I need to do this, that. I try the dip buy, and if it's not working, I'm just going to get out of it. I think a lot of people, they end up getting married to these positions. So you can see it's certainly acting weak.
Yep, so far.
So I'm not going to sit here and hope that this thing bounces or hope that it does anything. I'm just going to, the remaining piece, I mean, you can see there's hundreds of thousands of bidders there at 4, but it hit that 4 and reclaimed. Let's see.
A little bit of strength. Let's see.
So it is looking weak again. So good job by me to reduce some 429s, 430 on that failed dip buy. Let's see, 4 is dip and reclaim again. So that's twice in a row we saw a dip and reclaim at 4. So thinking about buying some more at 4 and then maybe risking these around 380. So watching, this 4 keeps holding for now. Normally a stock like this, you would expect it to be a lot stronger. Maybe they're laying a trap, but now it's definitely breaking down. Let's see if it's actually going to break down or if it's going to reclaim 4 again. You can see the support is 380. So if 380 support breaks, I'm just going to get out of this last piece. Okay, so 380 support broke. Watching to see. Good thing I've reduced most of my position into that bounce for essentially break even. Not really too worried. So 380 is still holding. So let me try this. So I'm going to try to go long versus that low of 372. So I got some long 386. Stop is going to be a break of 370. OPEN is bouncing. I think this was like a meme stock too, right? So if we get a $4 reclaim here, that's going to be the goal on this lidar, because you remember they were buying up a bunch of stock at $4. So if they could reclaim above that $4 area, it'll kind of create a trap. But if we break down under the low of the day, I don't really want to mess around with that. So $4 should act as resistance. So if $4 reclaims, this is definitely going to push back to VWAP. But what I'm going to do is, because I know that there's a big seller at $4 probably, I'm just going to put my order at $3.99 for some. So if I can get a bounce towards $3.99 on at least a little bit, I can reduce some risk. 398 hit twice. This is not acting as strong as I wanted, man. So 392, I sold a little bit from that dip buy at 86. It's not really acting as strong as I thought, man. So once again, just mitigating my risk. You can see I'm buying the dips, I'm selling the pops. It's not really amounting to anything of substance. Low of the day is 372, so that's gonna be my stop, like I mentioned. So stopped out here, gave back some profits, but it's okay. Good sell up into the 390s. Sold a little bit there. So the first trade of the day was the best trade of the day. So now you could ask yourself, well, Alex, is it a short yet? I mean, I think that if it breaks under this 360, you could start to make an argument for a short, because now it has overhead resistance. But with all this volume, not really interested in the short yet. It is kind of holding though, that 380. Yeah, how often do we say when these stocks break low of the day, they should break it with confidence, right? But now it's coming back. So I'll try one more time if I can get a dip buy here. I'm trying to buy here on the dip because now it held double bottom support. So let's see if I get it. There's that 4 reclaim. So right idea, but poor execution. So I'm waiting to see if I get another dip here to go long. So recognize this double bottom. Tried to buy some on the dip, didn't get it. But now the trend has confirmed that it is holding. Just straight up, man, huh? That's how you're going to do it to me? But frustrating. But hey, at least we're not short.
Yeah, definitely wasn't a short, so that was a good avoid.
So clear as day, man, clear as day. They soaked that $4 mark, right? They soaked that $4 mark and reclaimed it. I'm still going to be looking for a dip buy. So I got bought on the dip here at 415. Remember, I don't want to chase it. What's the highs of this candle? 435-ish. So now that I know that the trend is intact, I'm more comfortable buying these dips. What would I consider the trend being broken? A break of that 470. So bought more 401. So if this 370 area breaks, it might be actually doing right now. That's going to kind of freak me out. So watching. Bought more at 388. It should not break the 370. If it breaks the 370, it's going to be big trouble. So I'm not liking this. So sold some on the bounce 403 from the buys I had in the 390. I'm really not liking how weak it's acting. It has like this random burst of strength and then it just kind of goes limp. 407 sold more. Okay, here we go. 411 sold more. So sold some into this bounce. So the dip buys I had 388, 394. I sold on this bounce here for a profit. Now, if I really wanted, I could set a stop on this at 4 to guarantee a profit, but kind of want to give it a second here to trade out. Once again, that burst of strength and then it just fails. So hey, I might just can the rest of it. So all out here, $4. I don't like it. Random strength and then tank. So first trade was high profit. Second trade was pretty much small loss. Third trade was small loss. Fourth trade was small profit. So essentially the second, third, and fourth trades kind of cancel each other out. And the first one is where it made all the money. So unless we see probably a reclaim of this 440s area, I'm probably just not even going to bother with it. I don't want to be putting myself in a scenario where all of a sudden the bottom falls out at 370 and I'm like, what the frick just happened here? This could also be a scenario of a stop market order to short at 370.
Yeah, I agree. The more it supports that 370 area, the more dangerous it gets if it breaks.
So no worries. I made some money. I'm chilling. Let me look around. Open. This is not really anything of interest to me. CYCC didn't bounce. AEO, didn't really do anything. So, I mean, for the type of day that we had, no, I don't have any interest in open. I just don't understand. Like, I think it's like a meme stock or it's not. I don't really know the history of it. So lidar, very clear 370 support, very clear 440 resistance. It's right in the middle. It's certainly right in the middle. So now again, lidar failing. I mean, if this 370 breaks, man, it's gonna be a very, very big fail. So now I'm kind of potentially watching it for a short because this looks weak as frick, man. You could see that it's just every time it's bouncing, there's some, it's like almost a false sense of confidence, right? As a trader, I see that they push it up and then you get excited, then immediately they sell it off. They push it up, then immediately they sell it off. So I am trying to improve my longs, and I think I'm doing pretty well considering the action that we have here today.
Yeah, it's looking
So
weak.
watch
Let's see
that
if this.
370 break, man. I think that if that 370 breaks, we're in for a very big fail. So this is the moments where I'm starting to think, should I just go short? No, I'm already up a couple $1,000s on the day. Do I really need to risk it? Well, let's see. All that matters is the key levels, man. All that matters is the key levels. It could trade gazillions and gazillions of volume, but if it's breaking that support, I mean, it's toast. But oftentimes what ends up happening is you try to anticipate it. You try shorting it ahead of that break, and then it just kind of rebounds on you. So we're still in the middle of the range if you think about it logically. 370 support, 440 resistance, we're in the middle. So anything could happen in the middle of the range still. Range is going to break one way or the other. The question is, which way is it going to break? Be very careful, man. If you're still holding long, be very careful. I don't see any money flow. So 370 break, 350 instantly. You see that, guys? So I did pretty good, actually. So that weakness is now confirmed. Had I shorted that 370 break, I could have made 20 cents instantly, essentially. But it's okay. So it's 10 o'clock, guys. I made my money for the day. Best trade was, making money in 30 seconds. So here's my day. Oops, please zoom in for you guys. Made about $4,000 today. Can't really complain. Best trade was that morning 30-second trade on lidar. So pretty solid action. Actually, yeah, that's actually funny because that's exactly the amount I needed for that 8 sleep. That's actually very funny. 115,000 for the month. Still no red days. So red day is bound to come, guys. It's bound to come. But I just got to make sure that it doesn't kind of overwhelm me. That's my day here. Probably the fastest day I've had, but that's pretty much all I got, guys. So I did very, very well here. Yeah, this secondary trade, I broke even. This third trade, I lost a little bit. This fourth trade, made a little bit. So it's just, in the grand scheme of things, I was probably up like 4,500, 4,600. So I gave back a little bit of my profits trying to turn this into a bigger trade. That's okay with me, even recognizing that the stock was acting weak, so I sold into the bounces. Oftentimes what ends up happening is you get too married to the stock. You're like, oh, I think it's going to go up. It's going to go to 5. It's going to do this and that. And then all of a sudden you're selling into weakness. So except for this scenario here that it broke support, I kept selling into the bounces, selling into strength, selling into strength. So nice trading, Steve. How'd you guys do today? How'd you guys trade today? Happy birthday, Steve.
Thank you. At least we got some nice candles on my birthday, huh? Those opening candles were the best.
Yeah, and the thing is, guys, you got to remember in trading is all you need is one good trade. After you have one trade, you could be risk off, you could reduce your size, you could be a little bit more chill. But that dip trade on lidar this morning was easy money. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna call it a day here. Have a great day,
Yep,
guys.
sick job.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Thank you. See you guys. Sick job.